Hello, my name is Mason Phillips-Cary, and I'm so excited to get to know you guys through this integrative STEM education course. And here is my Module 1 theory and get to know you. So a little bit about myself. I teach at the School District of Lancaster, and I'm going for my master's in STEM curriculum and assessment. I do have a partner. His name is Skylar, and I also have two pets, a dog that is literally the love of my life. His name is Junie, and a cat. His name is Tanj, which is Latin to touch because he's a very touchy cat. Some of my hobbies is I love to read, as you can see, the lovely Harry Potter books and some books over here. I love going on hikes, kayaking, being outside, but I also really like binge watching Netflix and also going to your local cafe shop. So, when we're talking about STEM, STEM is a teaching style where science, technology, engineering, and math are taught interdisciplinary to allow students to learn about the world around them and be guided through a phenomenon. So that is my definition of STEM. It's combining all of those disciplines into one and teaching it so that way students are able to learn about the world around them themselves. So how is STEM taught in my classroom is with the 5E strategy. We usually engage in a phenomena, then we explore by investigating, then explain by finding out more information from the investigation that we did with the data that we probably collected. We elaborate on that information by modeling, discussing, arguing, and then we finally evaluate by communicating that information. So, the activity that I chose to fully explain my idea of STEM is the candle introduction activity that I have attached to my lovely presentation. This is essentially a demonstration and then a lab that I do with my students at the very beginning, where you simply put a glass over top, a candle over water, and then the water rises inside the glass due to the differences in air pressure inside and outside the glass. So, when my students are doing this STEM activity, there are several practices that my students are going to be seeing. They're going to be asking questions and designing solutions because immediately right off the bat, when this happens, students want to ask questions. So, I do an I see, I wonder activity in order to have those students develop those observations. Then we plan and carry out investigation by, after them seeing the demo, them doing it themselves. So that way they're able to note the one on one observations that they see. We develop a model after we do a little bit of research, and then we engage in an argument from evidence based on our model by doing a model critique to see how our models differ from one another. And then finally, we obtain, evaluate, and communicate all that information with a nice write up. However, there are some technology and math practices that are being used here. We have to be aware of web technological systems by researching. We have to use appropriate tools strategically. So, how much water are we putting into the wells and what candle are we using? And then also really attend to precision, which is also math practices as well. So, going a little deeper, why is STEM so important? It allows students to problem solve and be curious about the world around them. Students are so curious, and if we just give them the bare bones basics of what science is, it's not going to really teach them about the world around them. Plus, we're giving them the tools in order for them to problem solve. So it teaches students how to be problem solvers when they get out into the real world and when they have to deal with problems on their own. So, what do I expect to get out of this course? Right off the bat, we learned about all these practices. I want to be able to dive into them a little bit more and be able to understand those STEM practices and adapt my curriculum with those STEM practices, but also learn how to incorporate engineering, math, technology into my classroom so that way I can be a better STEM teacher rather than just being a science teacher. Thank you again so much for listening to my presentation. Please make sure to check out my assignment because it's a great way to start students right off the bat to get them to think and do an inquiry-based activity right in your classroom. And I can't wait to get to know you guys more through this class. Thank you. Have a great day.